In an attempt to arouse more sympathy from its Western partners, the Kiev regime is changing its rhetoric and even beginning to recognize the real situation of the Ukrainian army on the battlefield. On June 12th, Vladimir Zelensky signed a law allowing the Ukrainian command to use territorial defense fighters to perform tasks in areas of military operations. The territorial defense is a paramilitary structure created in the wake of Euromaidan. At the beginning of 2022, its brigades included about 2 million fighters. The so-called Teroborony units consist of Maidan activists, nationalists, and veterans of the war in Donbass. Basically, these are not professional military, but rather civilians who have not received the necessary training. They were mainly used as armed groups serving the interests of local businesses. Previously, members of Teroborona were exempted from conscription in the case of hostilities in Ukraine. However, after the start of Russia's military operations, some of them had to take part in hostilities for which they were not ready, either morally or technically. Dozens of Ukrainian units complained about the huge losses and lack of weapons training, pointing out that they were sent to the front lines illegally. As a result, Zelensky's decree legalized sending untrained members of Teroborona to the front as cannon fodder for the professional Russian army. Zelensky's current decision confirms the huge losses of the armed forces of Ukraine. The president of Ukraine has already admitted that Ukraine is losing to Russia in technology and is not capable of conducting offensive operations. He confirmed that a Ukrainian offensive is impossible. On June 12th, one of the main propagandists of the Kiev regime, Alexei Arestovich, claimed that a significant part of the Ukrainian military could join the Russian army. According to him, if the West does not help Ukraine, 500,000 Ukrainians will join the 1.5 million service members of the Army of the Russian Federation and the Republic of Belarus, after which these forces will allegedly go to war on Europe. Arestovich confirmed the pro-Russian sentiment among a large part of the population of Ukraine, including among the military. Zelensky's complaints and threats from Arestovich had no result, and the West does not believe in the possibility of victory in Ukraine any longer. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg claimed that peace in Ukraine is possible only if Kiev makes territorial concessions. In its turn, NATO is helping the Kiev regime to pay the lowest price. Thus, the hysteria among the leaders of the Ukrainian regime and the recognition of Kiev's inevitable defeat in the war confirm that the changes in the military tactics of the Russian command are bearing fruit. The orderly grinding down of Ukrainian forces in small boilers in the Donbass continues.